Hey everyone, it's Jason from EskimoTV.net, and today I'm going to be reviewing Dexter New Blood Episode 4, H is for Hero. This episode is insane. It's my favorite one of the set that we've got so far. And as of this recording, this is the furthest episode that I've seen into the series. Potentially by the time I post this, though, I might have seen more. I'm hoping Showtime will send me a few more episodes so that way I can continue to give you these reviews from week to week. The episode begins with Dexter trying to figure out why Kurt would lie. Angela wants to close the case out, asks Kurt if she can somehow talk to Matt. Kurt doesn't really help her with this task that she wants to end the case. He says that, he never answers the phone and barely talks to him. Right before a crazy series of events unfolds, Harrison decides to listen to a podcast by Molly Park of the Trinity Killer, which, as you know, has to do with how Rita, his mom, was murdered and how Harrison was found. And that was a bit eerie to see, and you somewhat wonder if he knows about this or if this is just a crazy coincidence. Let me know if you think that's a coincidence or if you think Harrison is well aware of who the Trinity Killer is in regards to him and his life. After Harrison's done listening to the podcast, shortly we learn that Harrison has been stabbed, supposedly by Ethan. In the previous episode, we learned that Ethan had some very violent drawings of him hurting these group of bullies that were doing really awful things to him, truly. And you are wondering if Ethan really did plan to attack these boys. I think Harrison uses potentially this opportunity to hurt Ethan for some reason and then pin it on the fact that he had these drawings in a notebook. Dexter, who's a blood splatter analyst, doesn't buy Harrison's story despite the fact that he's his son. He says that there's no way that the cut could have gone in the way that it did and it produced the splatter that was found at the scene of the crime. What makes me think this is a little weird is that no one else in this town has this suspicion. Perhaps it's a little mom and pop town. There doesn't seem to be experts. The guy that was on the scene of the crime in the woods, he's not there. And potentially the police don't feel the need to investigate this theory that Ethan brings up. Ethan, I thought, was crazy. At the end of the episode, we learn that Ethan says that he never touched Harrison. And I am starting, if you want to know my opinion, I could be wrong, I've not seen past this episode. I truly believe that there is some sort of dark passenger with Harrison. They've built up the suspense so much that if there's not something wrong with him, if he didn't commit this crime, it'd be a little disappointing. I would assume at this point, especially with the scene at the end, Dexter takes out a hunting knife out of the flashlight, unveiling the fact that this may be something that he doesn't want anyone to find, and to show that this is the knife that Harrison used to stab himself, so that way he could say that he committed this violent crime in self-defense. What's Dexter gonna do now, though? I think he's gonna be on Harrison's side, but who knows? Did Ethan fit the code? Does Dexter think that this is not right? Is he gonna try to give some type of code to Harrison? Who knows? That is going to be a very awkward conversation if it even happens between Dexter and Harrison. We will have to wait and see. So far, I think this is a really compelling setup to this mini-series because the gentleman who plays Harrison does a really good job at portraying what you think is an innocent lost boy that just wants to reconnect with his father. And now the evidence is telling us that that may not just be the case. And if you want to know an even crazier theory, Harrison claimed that Hannah, the woman that was taking care of him in his parents' absence, was killed due to cancer. Now that we know, pretty much I think it's at this point 80% confirmed. It would be a huge letdown if it isn't the case that he is a killer. But if it's true that he is, what if Hannah did not die of cancer, but what if it was Harrison that took her life because they got into some type of conflict and he wanted to go out, be independent, and find his dad? What if Harrison is planning to take Dexter out? I think that might be a little too far-fetched. Maybe that won't happen. But these are some things I'm thinking now. I'm liking this series because it's something we haven't seen before. How is a grown-up offspring of Dexter going to behave, not having had Dexter fully involved in his life? And I'm really excited to see what happens, where it goes, and how it's going to affect Dexter. Other things that happened in this episode that I didn't care too much about: Molly Park agrees to help on the case with Angela. I think it's a bit weird. She does have ulterior motives to be able to get inside information for her podcast, but she seems like she's here to stay. Kurt also invites a girl to come over to his house, and you see them go inside a weird, funky looking basement door. I believe, I could be wrong, but it is my belief that potentially he is the one that has the girl that we've seen. It's kind of been the weirdest storyline thus far. The girl in the room trapped, that maybe he's coming to trap this other girl that was at the diner, because it kind of spends a little bit of time on showing how she comes to his house, and I don't know how else that would be relevant unless he was going to kidnap her or do something horrific. Ultimately, I thought this was a really great episode. You have this show moving in a different direction now, and you're just so into who all these characters are at this point. You're wondering what's going to be their response when a lot of these specific details in their lives start to spiel out. I'm here for it. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm going to give this episode of Dexter New Blood an A. If you enjoyed my recap/review of Dexter New Blood episode 4, give this video a like. You can consider subscribing to this channel. I would love to bring you more reviews of Dexter New Blood in the weeks to follow. Hoping Showtime will send me the screeners so that way I can provide you these reviews an hour after they are provided to you all on the Hulu or Amazon Prime platform. You can also check out my website, EskimoTV.net. You can find reviews from myself as well as other co-authors. You can find unboxing videos, reviews of home entertainment, and more. My name is Jason Escamilla from EskimoTV.net.